This is the Blood Moon, one of the deadliest finales I've ever been a part of on a server. This finale would test my patience, my PvP skills, our team's trust, and surviving insane situations. This is the story of CrownFall's deadliest finale, the Blood Moon. While hardcore mode might not have been enabled this finale, surviving still mattered, since this season revolves around a theme of bounties. And by the end of the server finale, the player with the highest bounty would win and get insane buffs for the next season. Our team had to win, and I was going to make sure of it. But before the Blood Moon even commenced, there was another event on the server where we would have to capture another team's beacon, like capture the flag. But we would also have to defend our own beacon. Luckily, for an entire week, my team's been working hard to build the entire vault around the beacon. I can't lie, they actually cooked with this. Like, genuinely. Now, obviously, this vault wasn't gonna build itself, so cue the montage, cause I'm gonna help too. After all that building and destroying blocks, Hensters showed me the final design of the center of the vault, where we'd have wither skeletons and we'd punch players off with punch bows, so that they fall in and get killed by the maxed out armor wither skeletons. And if we died at any point while defending the vault, we could just restock in our restock room and get back to fighting. But right now, I wasn't defending the vault. I was planning on going over to help my other teammates invade the other team's vault to get their beacon. But right now, one of my teammates was asking for their wolf army, and they really needed my help. So I summoned his wolves. After Huhu's big fight with his wolf army, I started making my way over to the other team's vault, also meeting up with one of my other teammates when I got there. I waited outside as he went into the vault to go and rob their beacon, but I also wanted to be part of some action, so even though I knew I would probably die, I went over to start fighting the other team with Huhu. Oh my, I forgot he has a mace, Dude, all he's doing is just macing me. Unfortunately, my teammate Hoo had died, but since I still had restocks, I was down to take a 2v1 anyways. Wait, maybe I can't count, but I think that's a bit more than 2. Obviously, I had died, but it didn't really matter since, like I said, I still had restocks. And now, it was finally time for the Blood Moon. And seeing that there were so many players online at once, I knew this was gonna be a big event. So, I warped over to my new team, the Flamingos, bunker, which would be our new main base of operation, where we would get to restock after all our fight. This base had everything we could ever ask for, including stasis chambers. However, shortly after we had only just gotten to the base, we noticed there were players that weren't on our team who were way too close on the locator bar, so we had to log off. But for the next part of our plan, we'd be maintaining stasises as our team went into constant fights, and I'd be responsible for pulling their stasises if they got low. Another thing to note is this was incredibly boring. Luckily though, my other teammate Lucky was there to keep me company for maintaining stasises, which would also double the efficiency since I wouldn't have to walk over to another stasis now. So every time someone got low, we would pull the stasis over and over and over again. The plan was working pretty good and none of our teammates were dropping, but that's when things had taken a turn for the worse, because as I pulled Concept's stasis, he had immediately thrown a pearl away, meaning that he was back in the fight with no way out. He would have to escape on his own. Eventually, Hoo had joined the Team Flamingos as well, which at first I was kinda skeptical about and I didn't know if he'd be trustworthy enough, but I couldn't really argue with my teammates, so now he was on the team. Later, we realized our bunker had been compromised, and we had to move over to Gatorbait's villa. Yo guys, do you see that? Look, it's a blood moon. Who would have thought that the CrownFall Blood Moon event had an actual blood moon? Also, my teammates said that they found shulkers full of gear in a chest, and let's just say I got a bit too excited. Yo, why is it lagging? No, the input delay! Oh wait, no, I'm fine, it's just dripstone. It was not just dripstone. After that minor setback, I made my way over to help out my team in a fight, but it definitely wasn't going to be easy. Why are there so many happy gas? Yo, what in the combo? I thought you were better than me. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm getting cooked. I need to go. Last time I didn't actually set a stasis, so I thought this time, before going into a fight, it would be a good idea to set a stasis. But now I was ready to go back into battle, as I was fully restocked. But since it was raining, I would have to use my Impaling 5 Riptide Trident instead, as it does a lot more damage to anything touching water, including players. Pull, 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 pull. Oh my gosh. He's gotta be low. He's gotta be low. Okay, fine, I'll let you get away. We had just taken over the Koth, which would give us +1 extra bounty points every 5 seconds we stood there. But it wouldn't be easy to keep this to ourselves. We would have to defend the Koth. Guys, whatever you do, do not leave the obsidian roof. Do not leave the obsidian roof. They're gonna mace us. Yo, I think power's game froze. Defend power, defend power, defend power. AP's low. Yo, what? I think they fishing rodded me out. They're mining from above. They're macing. They're macing. I'm gonna mend real quick. Keep an eye out. They literally can't do anything as long as we're in here. Our gear's gonna last longer than theirs. Yo, watch out! He's electromacing! Everything was going great, until the other team started placing TNT to grief the Koth, which was strictly against the rules of the event. Okay, so everything's just being blown up now. Yeah, here, just start building a new floor if you have blocks. I got fishing rodded out. Yo, I got fishing rodded again. I got maced. Watch out, they're mining in from the top. Yo, XP, you good? Unfortunately, we had lost one of our teammates' XP in the fight, which would slightly drain our numbers, but we would still try our best to defend the Koth. XP, bro, what are we doing? Yo, what? Our stasises had all gone off together since they were right next to each other and one of our teammates wanted to pull. But maybe it was for the best that we left the Koth to the other team, since we probably needed a new strategy going into this. For now though, I'd be maintaining all of my other teammates' stasises while they went to fight in more dangerous battles. Oh my gosh, yes! Yes, Concept! You need me to pull? Oh, at least one of you made it out alive. Things were going great. One of our team members, Concept, had managed to use the crystals in our favor to kill Atrix, which would slowly but surely get our bounty slightly higher. The next part of our plan would require using a certain item called the Chaos Token. This item was given to one of our team members at an auction in an earlier event. Basically, the way that this token works is that you can TP the entire server over to spawn, but you can only use it once. And we were gonna use this as a trap. Okay, Pot Turtle Master, you guys ready? Did the trap work? Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get any of the other team into the trap. Only some of our teammates got killed by the other team or fell into our own trap. Things didn't exactly work the way we wanted to this time, but hopefully later we would get another opportunity. And surely enough, we did get another opportunity as we warped over to Hoo-Hoo's wolf machine. Concept and I were preparing for a fight, and we figured the best way to drop someone right now would be if we managed to crystal them. So after finding a good ledge where we could crystal them, we started building a bit of a platform. And it wasn't long before we saw players. Now the fight had broken out, and Concept was ready to start crystalling. It's actually so insane with the lag though, I don't know if I can help. Okay, get ready to crystal, now! You crystaled me! Luckily, I had a stasis set up to get out of there, but I still needed to get back to the fight to help my teammates. Until I realized they had already, kinda dealt with it. Luckily, there was still more fun to be had, and more fights to take. Wait, does Riot have a mace? I can't remember. Oh, I forgot AP had a mace there. I think I'm fine now, though. I think. Oh, okay, I'm not fine. Pull. Yo, cutting it kind of close there, don't you think? Now that it was raining, I figured that it might be easier to drop people now. So I got back over there and started fighting people with my trident. Come here, AP. Best player on the server, right? Popped Riot. Pull. I had died. essentially failing to help my teammates out in the fight. But there were still more fights to be had, and more fights for me to prove myself. Our next plan was to construct a little roof so that AP couldn't elytra mace us. And the plan was working pretty decently. As we stayed below the obsidian roof, we found ourselves in a stalemate. They couldn't attack us, and we couldn't attack them. Except every once in a while when my team grew impatient and decided to go in guns blazing. At one point though, my teammates sorta left me to die. Yo, wait, I just realized, where's my team at? Okay, you know what? Pull. Where are you guys? Pull. Yeah, W teammates. After hearing that our base was compromised, we started moving all of our shulkers into our E-chest. Yo, look, my E-chest is genuinely full of shulkers right now. But while moving into our new base, we got word from Lucky that XP had betrayed us, but that might not have been the only person who wanted to betray us. Yeah, I'm in agreement. What are you doing? Wait, what? Hoo-hoo, what's gotten into you? What are you doing? We're teammates.
Yo, I'm getting jumped by Hoo-hoo, Bye Hoo-hoo.
Yo, I'm dead. He escaped? Concept, I told you from the very beginning, the very start of this team, that we shouldn't invite him. I told you he wasn't trustworthy. But does anyone listen to Riptide? No.
Are you serious?
Why would anyone listen to me?
No way. He left and started killing me. Yeah, I fought him off. I might just quit at this point.
We were lost. We didn't know what to do anymore. And the worst part is, that's when Lucky had started leaving our VC and rejoining repeatedly, and something was suspicious about this. At this point, it was only me, Concept, and Power left as the trustworthy teammates. We didn't even know what to do anymore, and even AP started betraying his own team as well. Then, Concept, Power, and I started searching through the rain for Sui so that we could kill him. But it was incredibly difficult to hit someone in the sky, especially when they're using an elytra. So, later, Concept challenged Sui to an actual duel, and we would be on the ground waiting for him to accept the challenge. Yeah, that orange dot is definitely him on the locator bar. We better get going. I think he's crouched, honestly. I don't see him. I just got maced! He's here! Concept! Lucky had just disbanded our entire team. Not only did this mean that she had betrayed us, this also meant that now, if we weren't careful, we might accidentally hit each other and kill each other. I was almost out of resources, but I couldn't give up because Concept had started taking an outnumbered fight at spawn and I needed to help him. I had failed to help Concept, and with no more gaps or god apples, I knew I had to escape. I desperately checked scraps in my e-chest for absolutely anything that could be useful, but deep down, I knew this finale was over, and there was nothing left for me to do. I just sat there. I debated whether I should throw my own life away to save my teammate, but in the end it wouldn't even matter anyways. The finale was practically over, with only a few mishaps at the end, like when it stopped raining while I was riptiding in the air, or Sui hunting me until I was dead. I literally don't have any gaps. What do you want me to do? I mean, luckily I had managed to escape, but it didn't really matter, since later, Concept asked if we all wanted to take a screenie before the server ended. However, when I went over there, why was I even surprised that Sui was trying to kill me? I mean, I kinda thought this was gonna happen. Like nice, what do I even do? Genuinely. I can't do anything in this situation. I'm just dead. Yeah, okay, bye guys. Even though the ending of this finale kinda sucked, I'll admit I still had a lot of fun this season, and we made so many new memories as well. And I'm really excited to see what Season 3 has to offer. Bro, am I just getting spawn killed if I join? That's what happened last time.
No, Riptide, we're taking a screening.
No, Riptide, we're taking a screenshot. You can join.
The season's over. This is the end. Alright, everybody, just remember, we are CrownFall. We are CrownFall. We are CrownFall.
That's it. That's all that's left of my chest. Don't ask why I have the dragon egg in there. I totally obtained that legit. I mean, nothing left to do now, I guess. Season's over, right? I'll see you guys in Season 3 then.